#1 photo. Definitely a cool moment. I mean, standing on the podium, you know, getting the medal, I think kind of like made it feel very real, but also the whole day, like once I came through the finish line, yeah, it didn't feel like it was even possible. So that kind of like, I think getting to experience something that you've seen so many other athletes go through and having that be a part of your own moment was like, yeah, just left a lasting impact, and I think an appreciation to be able to experience something like that in my life. I wouldn't say I use the medal as like motivation. I try to think of it as like a place in time of where I was successful and appreciating that moment. I think it's also important too to like live beyond the medal in the sense of like who I was in 2022 is not who I am today, and trying to always continue to grow and become a better person and better skier. That's a cool photo. Yeah, my first and so far only World Cup victory at Bormio. Getting to spray the champagne was pretty cool. And then, I mean, the photo of my mom, obviously, you know, our careers have kind of, there have been similarities and differences, but I think that overlap of our successes has been something special to share. I mean, obviously her accomplishments, you know, winning the Olympics, winning World Cups, I think is part of the reason as to why I've also been able to find success, you know, knowing these things are possible, especially growing up with my mom, having shared her experiences so much. I think that kind of shared a lot with me and instilled in me the belief to, you know, work hard and also chase your dreams as well. My first podium, it was my first time racing Val Gardena. The first year I did a training run, but then it got canceled the year before. So I didn't like, you know, coming from a GS skier, I was kind of like, this probably isn't my track. I should just kind of do what I think works and, you know, enjoy the moment. And I just remember skiing so freely and like letting things happen instead of trying to force things, that I wasn't thinking if I made a bad turn here or did something well here. I was just kind of flowing all the way from the start to the finish. And I mean, I felt like when I crossed the line, I was like, oh, that felt pretty good. We'll see how it is. And I think I feel like I had so many races where I felt really good and then had, you know, my ass completely kicked that I wasn't expecting anything. And then to see, you know, coming through the finish second, a little ways off Kilde, but, you know, I think both of us were quite a ways ahead of everyone else at that time. Was like, I mean, that was such a cool feeling. It's always nice getting to the finish line of a like important race and seeing, you know, that your time stands up against other athletes, kind of like proving the work that you put in. But it was cool. I mean, and then Foyts ended up going after us and ended up third. So getting to share the podium with Beat Foyts, an absolute legend, and then also Alex Kilde was very, very cool. Yeah, definitely one of the top memories. When I think of, yeah, 2020 and then into 2021, that season was such a like roller coaster of, I feel like initially I actually didn't start off very well, especially on the GS side, and then, you know, kind of was able to build a little bit, had a ton of confidence after Val Gardena, getting on the podium in the downhill, and then going into Bormio, winning my first World Cup, and actually skiing really well in the downhill the next day, just like with mistakes. And I feel like I was on such a high in my career, and going to Kitzbühel too. I think the first training run, I think I won. So that was just kind of like, it felt like I was kind of finding my way in the World Cup. That it all came crashing down in the downhill race of Kitzbühel, when I crashed in the net and then fractured my C7 transverse process. But yeah, this was the first day post-surgery after going through that whole experience and kind of coming back down to earth. And also recognizing like what I do, you know, what I put at stake, and learning that, you know, we all have limits, and trying to balance, you know, putting everything forth in skiing, but also recognizing we all hope to have a life after it. So finding that balance and accepting that risk at the same time was kind of like where I got to when I had surgery. Luckily the surgery went very well, and I was able to ski in the like 2 months following. But yeah, definitely gave me a lot of perspective. The shit skier vest. No, this, I don't know if it was a good idea, but I had this thought, because with our team, the American Downhillers, we have the AD vest, which we give out when someone kind of has a big accomplishment. So if you're a top 5 in a World Cup speed event, or if you're a young guy kind of coming up and you have a big result, then you can write your name in it and celebrate it. And I thought it'd be funny to have the opposite of that. So after Beaver Creek, I think I ordered this, and then it showed up before Bormio. And Sam Morse was actually the first skier to get to use it, because he was our slowest guy in Val Gardena. And then I ended up crashing in Bormio. I was having a really good run, but so then I was like, all right, I'll wear it for Wengen. And so I got to wear the vest for the whole downhill inspection. And that was, I mean, I don't know if we'll keep the tradition alive. Some of the other guys have used it. I kind of, once I realized what Sam went through in Bormio, I was like, I don't know if this was a good idea. I think it kind of, I mean, it was a little bit of humiliation, but also kind of like, I was hoping it'd be inspiration to ski better, but then we're also, yeah, the self-deprecation of it's a little brutal too, especially because you're coming back from a, race where you didn't perform well, and then have to own that. Yeah, we'll see if it survives for next year.